Breaking at 11, an arrest is made in connection with a missing teenage girl. Why her mother's boyfriend is now the prime suspect.
Ross, our streak of beautiful weather is coming to an end. I'm timing out rain that will last through the weekend. Next at 11.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
That breaking news, Kissimmee police just arrested a man in connection with the search for missing 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
He is facing charges of sexual battery and possession of child sexual abuse material. WESH 2's Lana Munoz is live for us in Orange County tonight with how he knows Soto and why he is now considered the prime suspect.
Yeah, all of this information, of course, coming into our newsroom just within the last couple of hours. Now, all of this came out after Orange County Sheriff's deputies searched Madeline's family home in Kissimmee. What they found inside was disturbing images and videos on Steven Stern's phone. His phone had sexual and criminal videos and images in nature, and they were confirmed that all of that took place inside of the home. There was also evidence that someone had actually tried to delete some of those images. Now, we did talk with residents here in Hunters Creek who are concerned for Madeline and her family and are hoping that she makes it home safely. Now, Sheriff John Mina said that they did try to question Steven Stearns about Madeline's disappearance, but instead he wouldn't cooperate and asked for an attorney. Mina said, quote, Steven Stearns had the opportunity tonight to come clean with detectives and help lead them to information about Madeline's disappearance. Her loved ones deserve answers, and OCSO and the Kissimmee Police Department will not stop until we find Maddie. Now, we did check with every local county to see if Steven Stearns had any previous criminal history. We couldn't find any. In regards to Madeline Soto, the search for her does continue tonight. And of course, the sheriff's office is asking anyone with information to contact them directly. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this developing story as new information starts to come in. Make sure that you stay with us both online and on air at WESH.com. Reporting live in Orange County, I'm Luana Munoz. Back to you.
Stick with WESH 2 as we continue to follow all the developments in the search for 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Go to WESH.com or download the WESH 2 app for breaking alerts sent straight to your phone. A man is in custody after investigators say he pushed a woman from a moving truck in Daytona Beach. Police say that she died. And this started with the stolen motorcycle investigation and detectives looking at 45-year-old Julio Rivera as their suspect. Woman helped officers lure that suspect to an industrial area on North Street. For unknown reason, she got into a truck that sped away. One woman says she heard that victim screaming for help.
She had the back door open to the truck, and she said, help, help. I said, jump, jump.
And then what happened?
They kept her going. He speeded up faster because the police was right behind him.
Officers arrested 2 people, the driver of the truck for fleeing and eluding, and Julio Rivera for first-degree homicide.
In Volusia County, the sheriff's office says it found human remains this afternoon during the excavation of a suspected burial site. And they believe it belongs to a teenager who actually went missing nearly 2 decades ago. WESH 2's Paula Tristan Aruda joins us in studio right now with what we know so far.
Yes, some of Volusia Sheriff's detectives, they have been investigating a disappearance of a 16-year-old girl from Ormond Beach for almost 20 years. Now they think they found her. He says they will also look for any other sources of DNA linked to a suspect. So if detectives found clothes with the remains, those will also be processed. The sheriff is expected to give an update on this case tomorrow. Back to you.
Paola, thank you. Tonight, Marion County detectives are investigating a man's shooting death as a possible stand-your-ground case. Deputies say they were called to Southwest 143rd Place Road in Ocala Tuesday afternoon. There, they found John Davis, who was shot and later died. The shooter stayed at the scene and was questioned. The stand-your-ground law allows people to use deadly force when they reasonably think it is necessary to defend themselves. One person is in custody tonight accused of making a bomb threat to a Southwest Florida high school.
That man reportedly threatened to blow the school up, which then prompted the lockdown. Police say that he was wearing camouflage and carrying a backpack when he told a Cape Coral High School student about his plans. That student reported it, even though the man never went inside of the building. Video from inside a classroom shows officers and a SWAT team searching the parking lot outside. One mother who lives behind the school says she was on the phone with her daughter after officials announced the lockdown.
She said to me was, "Mom, I'm going to die." That's when she explained to me that they were under an active lockdown and that they were, going into the process.
Her daughter said they told to remain calm inside of the school and just to listen as to what to do next. Officials lifted that lockdown just before 11 a.m. Students and staff are safe after a bomb threat at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School today. Officials evacuated the school as a precaution after the threat was dialed in. Broward Sheriff's Office deputies searched the campus and gave the all clear. The school was the site of a 2018 mass shooting that left 17 students and staff members dead.
In Orange County, a special hearing to determine whether the school district will raise health insurance premiums for teachers is set for next Tuesday. Now, the Orange County Teachers Union recently requested to have that meeting changed to 5 o'clock so that teachers could attend. But during last night's school board meeting, board members said it will be a long process and decided to keep it at its scheduled time of 9:30 a.m. The union's president says teachers are not happy with that decision.
Teachers aren't wanting to watch this as a form of entertainment, streaming Netflix. They're wanting to be there while the discussion is happening, watch it in person, not just so that they can see what's happening, but your mere presence in the room, it matters when people show up.
The meeting will take place in the school board chambers, and the union president says they are encouraging teachers to wear red that day.
New tonight, Governor Ron DeSantis is raising eyebrows after saying the state's insurer of last resort is not solvent.
He made the comments on CNBC while touting the fact that several other insurance companies have begun taking over Citizens' policies.
They have taken out hundreds of thousands of policies from this Citizens property insurance, which was created decades ago. It is not solvent, and we can't have millions of people on that.
We reported last month more than 76,000 Citizens policies were moved from Citizens rolls to private insurers. A spokesperson tells us about 300,000 were expected to go private this year. It's all part of an effort to stabilize the home insurance market here in Florida. But while there is an effort to reduce the number of policies Citizens has, insurance experts tell our sister station of Fort Myers that Citizens can't go belly up.
Citizens cannot go insolvent. It's not possible. If Citizens would ever run into a depletion of its reserves due to storm losses, it would trigger a policy surcharge or a hurricane tax that would be applied initially to its own customers and then to other consumers throughout Florida.
We've reached out to the governor's office for clarification on his comments about Citizens. We'll let you know when and if we hear back.
Since 1966, the Edgewood Children's Ranch in Orange County has been like a second home to boys and girls. Coming up in tonight's Project Community, I'll tell you how this organization is helping young people and how you can help too.
And tonight, this front is on the move. It's going to bring some subtle changes to Central Florida tomorrow, along with some cooler temperatures. That story, all straight ahead.
Hurricane season is right around the corner, and I've been working for months on my long-range forecast to give you an in-depth look at what's to come. By breaking down the weather patterns, I'll show you the hot spots around our region and when tropical systems are projected to hit. Stay ahead of the season and join me Friday morning for my exclusive 2024 hurricane season forecast.
Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.
This First Morning Weather Update is sponsored by Attorney Dan Newlin.
We are continuing to follow breaking news. Investigators have made an arrest in the disappearance of a 13-year-old girl. They say Steven Stearns is the prime suspect in Madeline Soto's disappearance. He is facing child porn possession charges. He is Madeline's mother's boyfriend. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said during its investigation, detectives found disturbing images on Stearns' phone. Investigators also discovered attempts to delete the evidence.
Madeline was last seen near Hunters Park Lane and Town Loop Boulevard in Orlando Monday morning. Stearns dropped her off just a few blocks from Hunters Creek Middle. Anyone with information is asked to call the Orange County Sheriff's Office immediately if you have information. Empowering children to thrive.
In tonight's Project Community, Gail Pascal-Brown takes us to the Edgewood Children's Ranch in Orange County that's been helping kids for decades.
In Orange County, Gail Pascal-Brown, WESH 2 News.
Information on how to become a house parent or how to support the Edgewood Children's Ranch can be found on WESH.com.
Crew 8 is just over 24 hours away from its launch to the International Space Station. They are set to launch just after midnight on Friday. But there is some concern about the weather. Right now, the crew is in quarantine at the Kennedy Space Center, but soon they'll be busy in space doing around 200 experiments over the next 6 months.
It's time to look ahead to the launch forecast. Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi join us now. Tony, here locally, things look pretty good.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of clouds around. There could be a few sprinkles, but nothing significant. So that part looks pretty good. The other thing we have to look is downrange. If there's an abort, the barge, you got a lot of things you got to factor into this whole thing, not just what's going on here. Anyway, live look in. Let me show you what it looks like back towards the coast right now. Pretty shot. Love that view there over towards the Kennedy Space Center right now. And you can see it's a dry night. It's a quiet night. But as we look ahead to very early Friday morning at 12:04 a.m., we'll watch the winds, we'll watch the clouds, we'll watch the precipitation. Right now, we're going to keep it at 85% go for the overall launch. And we'll be factoring in what's going on now. There's a front that's going to be moving east of us. So that's going to drive in some more wind, and it's also going to stir up the ocean. That's one of the things we're going to have to watch here away from the coast. As we take a look at what's going on right now, pretty quiet. Temperatures are nice and comfortable. Low 60s up north, low 70s here in town. Winds are relatively light, which means that there may be a window of opportunity for some fog before that front drifts on in. Notice how the visibilities at 4:30 in the morning are less than a half of a mile, but notice how they increase rapidly because that's that front that's dropping on in. As the winds pick up, it scours out the clouds and any light isolated sprinkles that would be dropping in with that front. Daybreak temperatures up north, upper 50s. Metro areas on south and east, low 60s should about do it. We take a look at that 12-hour forecast here. Northeast winds picking up throughout the afternoon. That may give us the opportunity for some spotty showers during the course of the afternoon. Nothing significant, but something that we'd be watching there. Melbourne, I think you're going to have a couple of sprinkles as well. Temperatures down your way tomorrow, right around 76, 77 degrees. So there's the front. Maybe a brief sprinkle with it, but as the front's dropping to the south, the winds are picking on up, and it begins to scour out the fog. Then, phase 2 behind that front as we get the strong onshore flow. Notice the showers picking up off the Atlantic and drifting back towards the interior during the course of the afternoon. Flipping ahead now, we work going on the front, more of a southerly flow as we get you on into the afternoon. A little more instability, a few scattered showers throughout the course of your Friday afternoon. Anything that happens here, though, is going to be of the light variety. So highs tomorrow, upper 60s north, middle 70s Orlando on south and east. Bike week on into the weekend. The clouds, a spotty shower Friday. More showers around for Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures then in the mid 70s. Rain will pick up a little bit over the weekend. We got a front dropping on in. We got southwesterly flow. And we got plenty of instability. That means our rainfall chances are going up, as are the rainfall totals. GFS now between 0.2 and 0.7 of an inch of rain. European a bit more vigorous with the rain. We'll be fine-tuning that here over the next couple of days. But here's what you need to know. A little cooler tomorrow, but right around 80 from Friday, right through the middle of next week, staying showery.
Showery. Tony, thank you. Take a look at this video. Wildfires are spreading across the Texas panhandle, burning hundreds of thousands of acres and forcing evacuations. An 83-year-old grandmother from the tiny town of Sinnett has died in this fire. The fire at Smokehouse Creek north of Amarillo is only 3% contained. It has quickly become the second largest wildfire in Texas history. Life on the road can be pretty hard.
Yeah, especially in the toughest conference in college basketball.
Yeah, UCF trying to win their second road game all season tonight in Stillwater. We have highlights on the way. Plus, Orlando City is on their way to uncharted territory. Now they're preparing for the CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16. Sports is next.
WESH 2 Sports is sponsored by Mullinax Ford. Now get 1.9% financing for 72 months on over 500 F-150s during Truck Month at Mullinax. Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Tonight, UCF making their trip to Stillwater. First time they've played at Oklahoma State. Taking out the Pokes. Just 4 games left in the regular season with a net ranking of 70. The Knights have some work to do to stay in the conversation for an NCAA tournament bid or at least an NIT berth. Another head football coach in Florida moving north to Georgia for a better paycheck. That is it for sports. More news after this.
Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.
If you're a big fan of flapjacks, Bookings open today for a free stay at this pancake paradise next month. The announcement comes on National Pancake Day. The Eggo House of Pancakes in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Darren, is a unique rental home shaped like a short stack. It has a chimney shaped like a stick of butter and breakfast-inspired decor. There is a freezer full of flapjacks in every flavor and a fountain of maple syrup.
Been to Gatlinburg many a time, Stu.
Never been to the Eggo House to stay overnight?
Have not been to the Eggo House.
Well,
have Eggos at my house.
Right.
Bucket list item, Darren.
Like on my
I think your
Eggos.
sons might like that destination.
They would.
Yeah, bucket of maple syrup.
Try to eat everything.
Let's take a quick look at that 7-day forecast here real quick. A little cooler tomorrow. A few scattered showers throughout the afternoon, right around 80. Through the weekend and early next week, kind of unsettled there. Very unique, unusual pattern for late February, early March.
Can you do something about the pollen out there for our sufferers?
That right there will take care of that problem.
Excellent.
Good luck, Summer. That's our show for tonight. WESH News is always on at WESH.com.
Thanks for watching. We hope you join us again tomorrow night. See you then.
WESH 2 First Warning Traffic, helping you get from here to there with ease. Warning you of delays and giving you the best route. Watch Megan Mackey weekdays on WESH 2 News Sunrise.